Welcome to the All Sports Media Wednesday Sports Talk Show, hosted by Edward Hall and co-hosted by Mark Gregory. And of course, I'm doing all the talking. So, one of these days, I'm going to actually make the mistake, folks, and say I'm hosting the show because Edward experiences this thing called stage fright before every show. He's got to go into a room and he's got to say, I got courage, I got courage, I got courage, I got courage to be able to do these shows. But eventually he'll pump enough courage into him and he'll start talking. But that being said, while Edwards builds his courage, we're going to take a minute to thank our sponsors. If I get my thing to scroll, oh, it's scrolling down, working real good right now. So let's take a minute to thank our sponsors.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackelford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
And hopefully Edward is back with us. And if he is, I'm going to say the floor is yours.
Well, first off, I don't get no stage fright.
That's your story.
I got to do a thing called sharing and caring. So
He
somebody's got to be the brains of the operation.
he might be doing the sharing, but the caring, I don't know. We don't know how much he actually cares, but he does do the share. If he cares, he would send me some money to pay my electric bill. That would be caring.
No, but you know, as you was talking, we do got a pretty good show lined up. We got Patience Lynn from Harlan. We got Hunter Fuson from Bell County and Lexi Brown from Bell County. So, while we're waiting on our first guest to come on, Mark, I know you've always got that continuous cough. So, you need to stop by and go see Dave at the Bryant Family Medicine. So, need to swing by and give them a holler and tell them All Sports sent you. And then I'm going to try to find this fancy little graph here. But if you're in the market looking to buying or selling a home, go give Heather Martinez a holler and go scan that QR code right there and go like her page. And if you're looking for a house, she's your hookup right there.
Absolutely, and we've had that young lady on a few times on our show, and like you said, if you are in the market, she's definitely the person to go talk to. Go check that page out though, and page is quite good, and she just totally just showed us up on that commercial.
Absolutely. And Mark, you talking about showing up? This young lady right here normally does it, week in, week out, game in, game out. So you ready to bring on our first guest?
I think I am. I said yam. I think I am. Is that no?
I'm beginning to worry about you. Patience, first off, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to me and Mark ramble on for a few minutes.
Thank you for having me.
So, I'm actually looking at your schedule, so I just got to get the thoughts on how your season's progressed so far.
Uh, we started off a little rough, but I think we're getting better. We're learning each other. This is our first year really playing all together, and I think we're just kind of feeling each other a little bit better now, and getting better playing together.
Absolutely. But Mark, I've got like a million questions, so I'll let you have the floor while you don't say I stole your questions.
First off, I've got to brag. I absolutely love that name, Patience. I absolutely love that name, and I wish my mom would have named me something like that. I was like, "Mom, why did you name me Mark?" Well, we named you after the Bible, son. Okay, I like the Bible. Okay, I'm real good with it. Thank you, but give me a good name like Patience. Edward, you got to admit that I love that name. So I have to credit you on that. The name rocks for sure. But talking a little bit, of course, we know you're pretty good at other sports, and so but we're going to talk about one sport tonight. And Edward asked you about your season and stuff like that. Just tell us a little bit about your school and Harlan and the Harlan family.
Oh, yeah, we're really close, and everybody knows each other, and everybody's supportive of each other, and I really love it there.
So, and talking about school, I mean, so, I know other than sports, you got this thing called school. I mean, so how's the school year treating you and stuff so far?
It's a little bit harder than last year, but it's a lot of homework, but it's good other than that.
Well, Patience, I know you probably won't believe me. I'm older than dirt itself, so I'm all, I always talk to like the kids on my school bus. They're like, "Oh, they're day of school." I'm like, when you get my age, you're gonna think about school being the best days of your life. So I know it's hard. That's gonna be hard for you to believe now, but on down the road, you might say, "Well, he was right about that." Talk a little bit about your coach and what Sierra, I guess if I pronounced that right, Sierra has meant to you.
Yeah, she puts a lot into us, and she's just a really good coach. She's very supportive, but she also not like gives us what we need and tells us what we need to hear, and she says the right things in a lot of situations.
I've got to cover you a few times, not as much as I've wanted to. Got this thing called a job that keeps me from traveling that far all the time. But every time I get to watch Harlan, I love what I see. And just the atmosphere in that gym and stuff like that. Talk about a little bit about the atmosphere and the fan following that you have.
Well, everybody's close, like I said, and everybody's supportive, and we always have a lot of fans there, no matter what sport it is, and just the chemistry with everybody is great.
I'm sure you're seeing a little bit of the change of the seasons. The leaves are starting to change. You sort of get that fall feel. The mornings are a little bit more crisper and stuff like that. So I gotta ask you: are you a spring gal, a summer gal, fall or winter? I mean, what season you like?
Fall for sure. I hate hot weather, but I love the fall and I love Halloween.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's something about the change of the season. You get to see like the red and the yellow and the orange leaves everywhere, and yeah, there's not a prettier place in the world than Eastern Kentucky in the fall. I'll put Eastern Kentucky against anything, but yeah, I know like in your area too, you've got a lot of really good, uh, you know, sites and stuff that you could see at, and I can just imagine what you're seeing right now, but. I can talk to you all day, but Edward,
So, Mark, I am a little bit of a stat guy because when you get my age, it's about all you can do anymore.
well, that is about
So,
all you
from
can do. Well, never mind.
you know, if I was jumping up trying to kill the ball and block the ball like she does, I'd twist a hip, twist an ankle, be flopping around like a fish, and nobody really wants to see all that. So
Mm,
I'll
no,
stick with just sitting on the sidelines rooting them on. But as of right now, she's got 130 kills and 10 blocks. So I just got to ask, what did you do in the off season to get yourself ready?
I did a lot of working out and running, I guess. And it was just working on like timing and stuff because that was something I struggled with last year in my approach. I definitely got better at that.
So I got to ask you, who pushes you the hardest?
Probably my mom.
So I know you're a multi-sport star, so I got to ask you, how does going from one sport to the other help you?
I'm good to stay in shape, and just being active is great, especially to keep me in shape for basketball. And jumping helps me in basketball too. So, and
So I'll have to ask you this. Our other co-host that's normally on here asks us this question, but hopefully you'll bring back one of the answers up there. But in the Harlan area, where's your favorite place to go eat at?
Mexican.
I'm assuming Racks and Dairy Hut's gone these days. Nobody eats there no more.
No, not really. Well, we eat at Dairy Hut a lot on Sundays after church.
So you don't like racks?
Not that much.
I think that's like one of the last and only racks restaurants left, like in the
Yeah,
world or something like that.
yeah.
So now you got me thinking about Dairy Hut and just going and getting an ice cream. But now I gotta ask you about your gym. I've been there like I don't know, 1,000 times. I've covered, volleyball, basketball. Is that one of the loudest gyms that you'll play in?
Yes, I think it echoes a lot, and it's really hard to hear like our coaches and stuff, especially when they're bigger games and everybody's yelling and cheering and stuff.
So you just kind of led me into my next question. So how do you focus in to be able to hear your coach during the game?
She's very loud, so it's kind of easy.
But got one more before I get you over to Mark. I'm gonna have to ask you, out of the games you've played so far this season, which one have you liked the most?
Hmm. Probably the most recent game we played against OBI. It was really fun, and the atmosphere was fun, and just coming back and winning, and it was close a lot, and we were just all happy for each other, and it was just a really fun game to play.
Absolutely, Mark.
Um, so just you talked a little bit about how you keep your body in shape and stuff like that, and to not only play volleyball, but the other sports that you're really good at too. Uh, are they just certain things that you do? I mean, just that you really work on that you could tell underclassmen, girls that's coming up behind you, what you need to do for this sport, what do you need to do for this sport.
I would say keeping your body healthy and giving you rest time and just not doing too much and just staying healthy. It's really
And,
important.
and I know you've got some time to to dwell on the decisions, but I'm sure the offers are going to start coming. You're too good of an athlete for you not to be getting them. But um, at the next level, would two sports or three sports, multi sports, would that be something you would consider, or would you just say, hey, I go to the next level, I'm only going to play one sport?
I would definitely probably play one sport. I played basketball forever and I love it. And volleyball, I like it, but it might be a little too much to play two sports in college.
If a school's recruit you real hard and say, hey, we'll give you a scholarship for basketball, but would you help us in volleyball? I mean, would you?
I would definitely have to take them up because that would be a great thing to do.
Uh, so, going back to volleyball, and we know what your team's goal is, and you got a good win against OBI. You spoke of a good, back and forth contest where you fought hard to the last points. But what is it going to take for you to reach your ultimate goal?
Oh, we just have to keep working hard and just getting better every game at what we see the game before we mess up on, and just staying together and just showing up every day.
I don't. I'm sure you've met Edward probably on interviews and stuff like that. But now, do you think that you could block and spike one on Edward's head if you had to?
Yeah, probably definitely.
But listen, I've watched her play multiple sports, so I'm gonna give you the answer to that. That's yes.
Patience, if me and Edward comes to a volleyball game, could I actually record you like spiking one off of his head or something like that?
Yes.
Now you just got me worried about wearing a helmet now next time I go to Harlem.
Oh my god.
I can
Well,
see her not.
Hunter agreed that yes, she could knock one off my head real easy. So
Well, knowing her luck, she would knock it off your head so hard it'd probably go straight up, bust the light out, or do some kind of damage, and then we'd have to pay for it. Not counting having to call ambulance for you because it'd probably knock you out. You'd be sitting there.
so talking about knocking people out, we got a word we like to call bonk. So during your practices, how many times does your coach get hit by a volleyball?
A few times. Sometimes I think that they're aiming for her.
So what happens when the coach gets hit?
Sometimes it's according how we're doing in practice. Sometimes she laughs. Sometimes it gets a little more serious.
so we probably don't want to know about the intense moments, right?
No.
Okay. If she says we gotta keep this show at PG, we can't go rated R, so we'll hold it at that.
So he's got me thinking about a volleyball going off somebody's head. So would that still count? Like if you was to get up and try to kill the ball and it hits my head and comes back over the net, would that still count as like me knocking it back over?
Yes.
Aha! That's the only way I'd probably get it over with my hard head.
So Patience, I know this sounds really, really crazy and off the wall, but uh, on the head stuff, like they'll do headers in soccer and stuff like that. Can you actually do that in volleyball if you can't
Yeah.
hit it?
Yeah, you
That
can do
that
that.
so it's legal?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I honestly did not know that.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can like if it you can kick it or not like kick it, but if it hits your foot, you can still play it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really
I didn't either. So see,
learned.
learn something new all the time right there.
Yes.
But
Well, I mean, it's a
I
good
got
idea. If you can't reach it, just kick it.
Yes.
well, my only thing is I'd punt kick it and it'd hit the net and still probably come back and hit me, so it wouldn't work.
Can you? I know this sounds off the wall again, but can you serve like with a header or a kick, or does it have to be?
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't saw anybody try.
That'd be pretty cool to see somebody kicking a serve.
So I do got a couple more questions for you before I show you a few things we put together for you.
Okay.
So, like if I'm out there playing with you and I holler at the refs and tell them to look up in the stands and I grab the net, pull it down, and smack the ball over, does that still count as a point?
No. You can't touch the net.
Well, what if they didn't see me though? Does that still count?
Well, I guess it would count then.
Have you ever tried that before?
No, but I might have to.
Can you eat like popcorn and play volleyball at the same time? Will they allow you to eat and play? No.
I don't think so.
No, Mark. You're gonna have to eat before you play.
Yeah.
So I do got to ask you, through your time playing volleyball, they can be playing at the park, out in the backyard, anything like that. What would you consider your favorite all-time moment?
Hmm, that's a hard one. I don't know. Probably last year when we played Palm Bowl and we won a set, and it was like the last point, and I got an ace. It was just pretty. Um, it was fun, and nobody expected us to even win a set, so it was pretty. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So, patience, we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and this is kind of our way of saying thank you. And out of the two graphics I'm going to show you, kindly give me an idea on which one you like the most.
Okay. I like that one. That one looks nice. That one's nice too. I probably like the first one of this.
See, Mark, you can't go wrong with the OG graphic.
I didn't even do the lightning strike deal there.
Well, I don't think it's lightning strikes. I think it's just too much coffee.
Patience, does that look like lightning strikes or is it too much coffee?
uh, I don't know.
She wants to agree that it's too much coffee, Mark.
yeah.
But Mark, you got anything else for patience?
Um, it's been an honor covering you these few years. I'm not making you have an old woman yet. You got your whole life ahead of you, but it's been definitely an honor. Seeing what you're growing into and coming into, and just cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. And just remember, when you go to that next step, you could always give us poor guys some free tickets every now and then. We come and cover you. And then when you get through college and all that stuff and start making all this money, you always gonna need somebody cut your grass and all that other stuff. Get me the 0 turn mower. Edward run the main weed eater, so you know, just don't forget us.
Okay, I got you.
Well, I got to be the one to run the weed eater. But patience, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on. And your team's killing it, you're killing
Yep.
it, and I'm looking forward to getting the chance to get up that way to cover yins. And I just want to wish you the best of luck the remaining part of your season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on here.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Great interview, Mark. You
One thing about Patience is she's always got that smile, and she just you just tell she just say not only just a great student athlete, but just a great all around well rounded person, and very talented, very talented. And sky's the limit for that young lady, and I'm excited for her just to see what the future does hold.
absolutely. Well, Mark, you talking about? You ready to bring on our next guest?
I'm ready.
Well, let's bring him on.
Hey, how's it going?
Hunter,
Hello.
it's going good. First off, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on.
Thank you all for having me.
So, it was a little bit of a struggle, but I finally got to make it up there to get the watchings firsthand this season. And I have to say, your team killed it up there, but I just got to get the thoughts on your season so far.
I think we're coming out strong. We're doing good. Last year we kind of came out and lost that first game, and that had to drive us to win the rest of those games. But I think we all know our goal this year, and we just came out and strong, and we know what we need to do.
Absolutely. But, Mark, I got a million questions for him, so the floor is yours.
Hunter, we talk Bell County football all the time here, and this is not a one hit wonder. Bell County football's been almost as around. I mean, going around as long as me. I could actually remember. I even talked to Coach Hilton up there about. I can remember watching games in '91. I can remember watching. I mean, for a lot of years, and it just every year it's Bell County football, and it just you know, when people face Bell County, and just the whole deal about it being Bell County. I mean, how does that make you feel whenever you put that jersey on?
You definitely feel the tradition in Bell County. Every year we always put together a good team, and worst off, we know that we're a lot of people's best game, so we know we always got to come out and be ready for any opponent, and no matter if they're lower or higher up in the rankings or anything. But we just know we need to come out and play and compete, and it feels good to put on a Bell County jersey every Friday night.
And I think I know Coach Hilton enough that he'll tell you it's one game at a time, one season at a time, and it's not about one player. It's all about team. I've talked to Dudley many times, and I've grown to love the man and think of as a good friend. And but was there anything different this year, or was it just the same old thing? You went in the weight room working your butts off, or was there anything different this year?
It's just the same old thing working wise. Just going out there in summer and sweating our tails off and working and going out there. We talked about last Friday. Coach Shipley, the offensive lineman coach, he said we've had 200 practices this year from off season to now, and just how many hours we've spent in the weight room, laying there thinking we're about to die, and all the work we put in. We know we only get 10 to 15 games, 10 for sure games that we just need to go out there and show all the work we put in. Really,
And I'm still harping on Coach Hilton, and I know he's all about one game at a time. And I would sure if I was talking to a coach right now, he'd probably tell me he's not a bit worried about the rankings. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. I know him well enough, but um, how hard is it for you individually? Yeah, I know that there's a thing called social networking and stuff now. I'm sure you've seen the rankings, not just their rankings, but statewide rankings. I'm sure that's hard for you not to see every now and then. And just does that make you feel any different, or is it just still all business?
the if you just go out there and play the same game every game, one game at a time, the rankings will do the talking for you. I mean, you don't have to go out there and say you're this and that. Just go out there and show what we know we are. We got 14 guys in this senior class, and we just had one just get hurt Friday night. He's a big part of our team. Hunter Average, he tore his ACL, so we're gonna miss him pretty bad this year. But we all know that we're gonna have to go out here and play together, and we've always been able to do that.
Absolutely. And just talk a little bit about Coach and just what he's meant to you all these years.
When I came over sophomore year, he's always just kind of put that trust into me that he knows I'm going to work for him and that I'm not going to give up on him, and I'll always show up day in and day out and give everything I got to be a better football player. So I just appreciate him just putting that work in to get me better because he knows that I can do it if I really put my mind to it.
Absolutely, and it's been and you prove it every week. Last but not least, just a little bit on the funny side. We always talk about the hill. So when they're all running up and down that hill, who's normally the first one and who's normally the last one? Or you don't have to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but who normally wins that race on the top?
I'll tell you what, we ran it Monday, and I was in pretty bad shape. I don't know what made me so tired over the weekend, or I don't know. But when I got to the top on that last hill, when I got done, I was laying there in the grass. I didn't care if I got bit by bugs or nothing. I was just laying there. So
So,
I had a
so,
pretty rough time Monday.
so if a snake bit you, you probably just bite it back. You're not moving,
Yeah, I
right?
probably wouldn't even care. I was too tired to feel anything. My legs was going numb and everything.
like bite me later. I'm too
Yeah.
tired. Edward.
So, he brings up the hill. So I'm gonna have to ask you once you're graduated and everything, are you gonna have to come back and be running that hill?
No, I'll probably be done with the hill.
So you ain't gonna miss the hill none.
No, I'll probably be in worse shape, but it might be worth it.
So like every time after graduation, you pass a hill, you're going like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover
yeah.
I'm gonna put my sunroof up and the sun visor, the mirror right there, and just kind of drive by.
So, at my age, the only thing you can do is like look at stats, because if I get out there, I'm gonna twist a hip, something like that. Nobody wants to see me flopping around like a fish. But right now, with the stats that's been piled up, it looks like you've got at least 37 tackles and multiple sacks. So I got to ask you, what are you seeing on the defensive side that's allowing you to basically perform at the level you're doing right now?
All this repetition really in practice has helped a lot. I mean, watching the pulling guards and just the defense that we get in for certain situations. Like, I think both my sacks have been me blitzing. So, I just think going out there and repetition every day, and that's helped me a lot. And watching a lot of film during the week, it's helped, and being ready for the game. I mean, as soon as I see a guard pull, I know exactly where they're going. So it's helped me a lot be in places I need to be at the right time.
So I'm going to have to ask you a little bit of a defensive question. So when you're lined up out there, which one would you rather do? Would you rather tackle somebody and it cause a fumble, or would you rather lay a good hit on somebody, on like a quarterback, and cause a sack?
Probably the fumble because we get the ball.
You can't go wrong with getting the
Yeah.
ball back, but I always like the pad popping noise. Just I don't know, it's just something about it got my adrenaline going too. But I was got to ask you about, as a player, what's the atmosphere like playing on Log Mountain for the fan base that you all have?
I mean, it's surreal. I mean, you go out there and you got the fog going and the helmet, and you see all these little kids out there that used to be me, and it just it's crazy just to think that, and just think that you're in that position now, and you got to lead by example, and just watching them just light up when you walk into that helmet and get excited. The atmosphere is just great out there. You go out there and you see everybody cheering, you're ready to play, and once you do something good, they're going wild, and it's just great.
It's something about when that announcer goes, "Look to your northern end zone," and then you just that blood just starts
Yeah,
rushing. Yeah.
yeah, start tingling.
Absolutely. So I'm pretty sure I asked you this question on Friday, but you've got a pretty good matchup coming, you know, against Whitley County. So I got to ask you, have y'all had, time to look in at them yet, or?
Yeah, I mean, we've been watching some film on them. I had to during, probably not supposed to, but been watching during school, watching, staying after them. But we've heard that their running back might not play this week, but we don't really care about that. I mean, we're going to prepare for if he's playing or not. I mean, we got to be ready. We can't have no surprises hit us in the face. And I think we'll go out there. And I told you Friday, I said we'll go out there and be physical with them because we're a physical team and we know what it takes to win.
Absolutely. So now that leads me into my next question. I've watched a lot of football over the years. I've seen some very big and physical teams up front, then I've seen some more like tall and fast teams. Which style do you prefer to collide against?
To play against,
Yes.
I'd rather them be bigger, especially running backs. I like a bigger running back. I can feel like I can get a better hold of them, tackle them, hit them harder. Feel like Harlan County, they had them smaller running backs and they kind of juke around. I ain't real big into the juking running backs. I like hitting head up, head on.
I completely understand, but Mark?
Hunter, I just had to ask you this because you led me into this about anybody knows Bell County styles of play, and I know you've heard that term. Smash Mouth, Smash Mouth, Smash Mouth. How satisfying is it for you personally or as a team? And this ain't bloating or anything. When everybody knows what they're going to deal with when they're facing Bell County, like here we come, they're going to run it right down their throats, and still teams struggle with stopping it, even knowing what they're going to do. How satisfying is that?
It's crazy. Just like we know, they know it's coming, and we can just still just go right by them because we just got so many physical guys up front and so many physical guys in the backfield that it don't really matter if you know it or not. We're still gonna come right down your face, and we're gonna be right there and run right through you.
Yeah, I know that has to be satisfying because that all goes from day one in the weight room, and I think Coach Hilton told me um, a couple years back. He said season starts the next day after the season ends, or something like that,
Yeah.
and because I believe his guys was like right back in the weight room, like maybe a day after your season was over, and that's what it takes to build a program, keep that program every year. And just again, we know what the ultimate goal is. It's Bell County's ultimate goal every year. It's one thing, nothing else. Why is it going to take for you to have the big parade?
I just think us sticking together, just staying the path, just staying with each other, and we know how to talk to each other out there. We've all played together. I'm not played with them my whole life, but I feel like I have because that's the bond we have. Like they just took me in like brothers when I came here, and it's just gonna take us sticking together and playing with all we got, knowing it's a lot of us last year. So it's just gonna take us going out there and playing every game the same with heart.
Are there any messages you can give to some of the underclassmen, some of the youngsters that's coming up behind you? I mean, what is it going to take to get to your level?
Just realize where you're at. I mean, I know you're probably a freshman or sophomore right now, but it does fly by, and I know everybody says that and it's cliche, but it does fly by. You're just working so much throughout the season and throughout the off season that you look up and it's almost over. So just enjoy every minute and put everything you got into it because you don't want to have any regrets when you're gone, and that's what I'm trying to do this season.
Absolutely. Edward.
So I got two more questions for you, Hunter, before we show you a couple things we put together for you. So during the course of a game, have you ever been coming at somebody to tackle them and they just like fold up and fall down?
No, I don't think so yet, but I did Friday night. I was at tight end. And I went to block somebody, and he said, "You're not blocking me," and kind of ran away from me.
Well, I mean, I've seen you in pads. I mean, I kind of don't blame him. I would probably go the opposite direction myself. So,
Yeah, it was funny. I thought it was funny.
but through your time playing football, this can be in the backyard, anything. What would you consider your all-time favorite memory?
There's a lot from, I won state in eighth grade at Corbin, but I like the most meaningful to me is probably stepping on the field again this year after my injury last year because that took a toll on me really hard, and just knowing I get to come back out and do the thing I love, there's nothing like it. Just getting to step back on the field and play with my brothers really.
Absolutely. Mark, you want to read that comment?
I don't think nobody watches more film than this kid. I'm gonna say young man. I don't want to call him a kid because he's got some guns there. I don't know. He's pretty scary looking. He comes in after games on Friday nights and is rewatching the game to see where he needs to improve. Super proud of him for bouncing back after his injury last season and leaving it all on the field.
Absolutely. So, Hunter,
Well,
we put
I would tell
together
you
a
right
couple
now, I would not want to arm wrestle Hunter. He would probably put a world of hurt on somebody.
I wouldn't want to arm wrestle that guy that sent that comment either.
He
That's bad. He probably put a hurting on me. Yeah, and when I get ready for a game, I just look into the Lord's word. I just want to say that I read the Lord's word and get in His spirit, and I just know if He carried the cross for me and everybody around me, then I can play a football game for Him, and I can leave it all out there. So that just helped a lot with my A lot of times I would just get tired and kind of sit there on my hips and my hands on my hips, and just knowing He did that for me, the Lord did that for me, just really just helps me play with all I've got, and then I'll be tired the day after. I just want to say that.
Hey, absolutely. So I got one final question for you. So you don't think that you can beat your dad in an arm wrestling match?
It'd be pretty tough.
But Hunter, we do tend to put together a couple graphics, and we did some other sports graphics, but these ones has changed just a little bit. But out of the two we put together for you, kind of let me know which one you like the most.
They were both pretty good. I think I'm gonna have to go with Mark on this one. I think Mark deserves some love.
Thank you.
He don't never get no love. I've
Yeah.
watched all these interviews and everybody picks the first one. I'm gonna have to be the odd man out. But they
I'll
both
pay
were
you
really
later.
good.
I'll pay you later, but thank you.
Bribing them. See, you bribing them nowadays, Mark.
Well, at all costs,
I can't share that information, but I'll just say I picked the second one.
So now I can officially do the lightning strike. Yeah.
Well, I still don't know if you call that.
Hey,
lightning.
see,
Too much
Hunter's
coffee.
doing it. It's catchy. It's like, once you
Just
drink
happens.
hot coffee, you can't go back, or
It's like when the music comes on, it's just natural.
I guess. I mean, if
Yeah.
Hunter says, I'll agree with you, but I can't agree
We
with
might
Mark.
even see him at Whitley County, probably not listening to music.
I might be my new celebration. I might get a flag though. I'd have to tell him Mark sent me if I do get a flag. I'll say give him the flag.
Yeah, they'll probably think you're stealing signs from the other team. What are you doing? You're stealing their signs,
Probably.
But Hunter, I do want to thank you for taking your time to come on, and then I just want to personally say thank you and congratulations on the season you've had so far. And you're killing it. Your team's killing it. And, just there's only one thing left to do after you win every game.
Win state.
Exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Don't throw Mark the chocolates. He's already hyped up enough on the coffee. Throw him like the little peppermints.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. I hope we're back here having another conversation state week.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate y'all covering us.
I got to tell you one other thing. A couple of years back, when you did make state, I took a picture, and I have to say this every time I speak to anybody from Bell County. Edward surely remembers this. Hunter, I don't know if you remember it on their pages. I took a picture before the game started with the fans, and I took a picture after the game was over. There was more fans sitting there after the game was over than it was before it started. That just speaks volumes.
Yeah, we got a great fan base. They show up to no matter where we're at. Campbellsville, they was all there. So, and then we all huddle up at the end as a big family. So,
yeah, nobody's leaving.
Well, Mark, you got final words for him?
Keep on keeping on. I'm keeping the fingers crossed because Hunter, I think you know me well enough. You're going to throw me a few of them chocolate candy bars, the little Mr. Good bars, and the Hershey ones. Hey, throw Edward them peppermint ones. I don't much care for them little peppermint deals, but just give me the Mr. Good bars and the Hershey ones, and
I'll write that down.
But just been a fan of yours, and You're just a great guy, and it's hard not to love the Bell County family, and you're getting coached by arguably the greatest of all time, and love Coach Hilton. And like I said, I can remember watching the game in '91. Me and my stepdad sat behind a brick wall watching Bell K become the Catholic in overtime. And me and Dudley talked about that game all the time, and shows you how long I've been watching them. And just that tradition just grows and grows and grows, and you're going to be a big part of it. So just good luck to you personally, and good luck to your team.
Thank you.
Hunter, again, thank you, and looking forward to getting back up there and covering it again.
All right, y'all have a great night.
You too.
See, Hunter's got it going on. You know, he's got the lightning going. He picks the good pitcher. And I'm telling you, you know, all of his celebrations from here on out, he's going to be going like this. I mean, trust me, it's catchy. It's very catchy.
I guess if you say so, Mark. So while we're waiting a couple minutes for other guests, I kind
So
of
wouldn't that be a good celebration?
no.
No.
So I'm gonna let you pick a sport. Which sport do you want to go with? Out of the four that is going at the very moment.
I've been trying to follow them as closely as I can. We'll talk football. We can talk soccer, boys soccer, girls soccer, volleyball. I'll jump into football. I'll make. How about me make a quick statement of all four?
Well,
Okay.
I've actually got a few things to show. That's why I said pick a sport.
We'll go football first since we had Hunter on.
All right. So this is officially back now. It is the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See. You've got William McPeak from Union County, if I'll get it out right. I'm going to pull it up from my phone so I can tell you stats here, Mark. All right, so he has 436 rushing yards and 4 interceptions. You got Braden Morris from Harlan County with 4 passing touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns. You got Blake Burnett from Bell County, and you're looking at that correct. That is 5 interceptions. And you've got Jackson Burke from Cal with 721 passing yards. Deacon Parton from Middlesboro with 7 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns.
Well, it seems like we've had some of these guests on, a lot of them on, or we've interviewed them. Other than the Union County and Christian Academy Louisville. And I tell you, it's hard for me to not harp on the team that we just, one of the players we just talked to and his team. I'm telling you, Bell County will be a force. Edward, I'll be lying to you if I told you 3A ain't really strong this year. And we even proposed a deal. Is 3A as strong as 4A this year? You look at the top 5 teams in 3A, look at the top 5 teams in 4A. Who's the strongest? I don't know. I mean, it sells itself on the field, but you can't hardly not look at some of the head to heads with the Lexington Catholics beat the Bull Counties. And it's just hard not to look at the head-to-head, and that shows you how strong 3A is this year. But really, really good talent. And Harlan County's really good. Millsboro, we know what Millsboro's holding down there. Christian Academy, Union County's going to be right there too, folks.
Absolutely. So, I'm just going to go with the sports of the stars we've had on today. So this is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See in volleyball. And you have Ella from Henderson County with 372 digs. Ava Frank from Meade County with 302 assists. Harper Newcomb from Corbin with 547 assists. Reagan Isaac from Whitley County with 209 kills. And Kylie Hoyska from Harlan County with 134 kills and 17 blocks.
Well, that's absolutely insane when you're talking 547 assists. That is crazy.
547 assists with the stats that had been uploaded.
Crazy. Corbin's really good. Whitley's really good. Harlan County's really good. And there's big reasons why. I'm telling you, the 13th region is stacked with talented teams and talented players. And it's just not only that. North Laurel's good. Bell County's good. I know I'm missing some. South Laurel's good. Pineville's a young team that's upcoming. There's a really good talent. Now, I'm sure I'm missing some here. Help me here. Knox Central's good. Clay County, they are really, really good teams in volleyball. And a lot of them's young, and they're going to be around for many, many years.
Absolutely, Mark. So now moving into your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See in girls soccer, you have Autumn Keith from Allen County Scottsville with 5 game shutouts. Brooklyn Hayward from Harlan County with 49 saves. Jerica Shepard from Whitley County with 17 goals. Braylon Murphy from Johnson Central with 19 goals. And Chloe from Meade County with 15 goals.
That young lady from Whitley County is a freshman, 17 goals, 4 goals in one game, has been playing basically with a hurt arm for a bigger part of the year. Not the bigger part of the year, but for some of the year. And that has to be really, really hard to have to deal with and playing a physical game like soccer. And again, we know how good Harlan County is. And I got harp a little bit on Jerica here. I mean, this girl as a freshman, she's a player.
I would have to agree with you 100%. And, I have to agree with what, Hunter just posted. And now, moving over to the boys' side, you got Simon from Whitley County with 34 goals. You got Wyatt from Trinity with 6 game shutouts. You got Jaden from Ohio County with 20 assists. You got Logan from Barron County with 13 goals. And you got Hero from OBI with 20 goals.
Folks, it's going to be I don't know what they play. I haven't looked at the schedule, but when OBI Whitley County plays, that's going to be must-see TV. ESPN should be there. When you get Hero and Rizzo on the same field together, yeah, that's must-see ESPN. ESPN needs to be called to watch that.
I would have to agree with you, Mark. So, but, all good things must eventually come to an end. And, unfortunately, our other guest couldn't make it at the time, so I'm going to try to get her rescheduled back on. But, Mark, any final thoughts before we close out?
Right now, you look at these schedules like in soccer. Soccer is about 3/4 done. And volleyball's getting at that point too. These football still feels pretty fresh. You're about 4 games in, but now before you know it, these seasons are going to be over, and then a new chapter, new season starts on other sports, and that's just how it runs here. But when you're talking about a lot of our 13th region teams, most of your top 5 most season stuff is right spot on, and they're a big reason why. But every one of them will tell you it's all about team, and it's really exciting. And I do want to take the time too, if you'll give it to me, Thoughts and prayers to Hunter Edrich and a horrible injury. And I would guess, Edward, correct me if I'm wrong, it's season ending. I don't know. Will he have time to get back the playoffs or have any word yet?
Well, I just don't think it's the 7th or 9th he goes for surgery. And then I think it said 5 weeks or 5 months for the two on recovery time. So I'm going to assume that the rest of the season's done with.
Well, thoughts and prayers to him personally and his family. I just, that happening in your senior year, it just, I know it's devastating, but, God has a plan for all of us. He'll come back bigger and stronger. I know he will. Because we know him well enough, and he'll be just fine. And but God's got a plan for us all. But thoughts and prayers to him and his family, and I'm sure that he'll still be out there helping as much as he can. To bring that state title home to Bill County. Even if you ain't out there on the field, you can still be coaching them up. And we know Hunter. He's going to do what he has to do to help the team. And just again, thoughts and prayers to him. Um, Again, just thank you for allowing me on your show. You put together another great show, Edward. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the work Ryan does. And, all of our photographers that we mention every week, Valerie, Allison, and we could just keep going on and on and on. But I don't really have nothing motivational to say. I'm still weighing pretty hard about some political stuff that's happened, but I'm not going to get political on this show. But again, we're all Americans. We all need to learn how to get along, regardless of what opinion you have.
Absolutely. So first off, I want to thank all our viewers tonight. I want to thank all of our guests tonight that we had on. And, Hunter Jenny, I want to give him a big shout out for always keeping us updated with everything from the first, second, third, fourth region. Helping us out to stay updated over there. And, he's always been a big help to us. But I'm gonna leave you the same way every Wednesday. You need to go out and cover these student athletes. They'd love to see their gymnasiums, their football stadiums, their soccer stadiums, everything. They'd love to see them packed. Go out there and give these young student athletes the coverage that they deserve. Go out there, because when you go out there and see all the hard work, the blood, sweat, tears, the passion they have for it, you get a better feel for the game. So, go out there and cover these young student athletes. But from everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media, just want to tell you good night and God bless.